On December 17, 2018, a longtime member of the Buffalo Junior Sabres organization passed away after a quiet bout with cancer. John L. Williams, better known to the team as Jack, served as an equipment manager and trainer for more than 3 decades in Western New York youth and amateur hockey, including the Junior Sabres. In 2013, he was honored by the Ontario Junior Hockey League as its Trainer of the Year. Jack also served more than 40 years proudly in the United States Army and was laid to rest dressed in his uniform. Although he retired from the Junior Sabres just a handful of years ago, Jack's service to the team, his humor, and his many interactions and friendships along the way have many offering their memories of working with him within the organization. Michael Peckham, who served as coach and general manager for the Junior Sabres, recalls Jack's presence.
Yeah, we always used to joke that he was the most loving, grumpy old man you'd ever met in your life. But that was his nature, you know. I mean, he did his time serving our country, God bless his soul, and then just was around our team and just loved the kids. You know, I think he loved being around the rink. He loved helping out, but he really did love the kids. And you can, you know, he'd give it to them, and he'd praise them and treat them like they were his own grandchildren. And it was sad to get that news.
And you hit on a point. I mean, he seemed crusty on the outside, but was just soft, warm heart of gold on the inside.
He was, yeah. I've seen a lot of people like that. You know, I mean, he's lived a hard life, and I'm sure he's got emotional scars that date back from his service for our country. But you know, he found something he loved to do, and that was, you know, helping out with the Junior Sabres program when I was there. And I know he's done a lot of stuff even before I got involved. And it was great to see that, you know, that he was willing to give his time. And you know, anybody knows when you're around the junior program like that, it's not a financial windfall for anybody by any means, and so it just shows you how much you love being around.
Is there any personal moments with just between you and Jack that you'll remember?
You know, not really. I mean, I think it was more where, you know, Al Hirt and Russ Serto and I used to give him a hard time once in a while, and kind of, you know, play into his grumpiness once in a while, and see if we can get him to open up, and his responses were always priceless, where he would kind of bite back at us pretty hard. But he was a lot of fun to have around, man. He was just, he kept the guys honest. He kept them accountable in the locker room, made sure everything was clean and picked up, and guys were doing their jobs as far as all that stuff went, and he was a real added bonus for us.
Jack's service includes the years when the franchise was known as the Niagara Scenics and later the Buffalo Lightning. Kevin Adams, now president of the Buffalo Junior Sabres organization, was among the Scenics era players.
Yeah, I was certainly sad to hear the news, and not only my current role as you know, president of the Junior Sabres, but you know, as an alumni, Jack meant a lot to this organization. And you know, just from my 2 years with the Scenics days, it was I think 90 to 92. I mean, Jack was there, never missed a day, and did so much for us, and you know, did all the things that nobody really pays attention to behind the scenes. And Jack was a good man, and you know, we certainly miss him.
Are there any personal memories or takeaways that you'll have in your dealings with him?
Well, I do remember Jack being especially fond of the fighting. Jack, you know, it was a long time ago that I would play junior hockey, but there was a lot more fights than there are now. But he liked the intense part of the game, and I just remember him getting so fired up that it was like he was out there on the ice. But he loved it, and ultimately Jack was super loyal and protective of the guys that were on his team. So if you were on that team, he had your back at all costs.
Also a player in the Scenics era is current Junior Sabres general manager Charlie Mandola.
Jack, and he's a legend in our organization. He did it all. He was there for positive reinforcement. He was there for when you needed something equipment-wise, training-wise, and he was there for a swift kick in the butt too when you needed it. But he was always there, which was unbelievable. And obviously, hearing the news that Jack has lost his battle is definitely hard for a lot of us that have been in this organization or played for this organization and had the opportunity to be associated with Jack. So obviously our warmest condolences go to his family, but appreciate and remember all that Jack has done for so many of us.
Any individual moments that you personally remember, special moments with him?
My first year, I remember that I was kind of going through a rough patch, you know, adjusting to the junior game. And sometimes when you're a young man looking for some reinforcement, Jack gave me some tough love. And honestly, it was some of the best kind of feedback that I got, and really helped me understand that, what has happened in the past for me, it was past, and it's time for me to pull myself up by my bootstraps and go to work. And not so many words, he was the one that kind of led me to that. So he was always there. Again, like I said, and smiling face at the bus when we were headed to Detroit, or there for anything you needed, when the game was going on. So again, a lot of good memories of Jack.
Junior Sabres head coach Nick Tuzzolino, followed by assistant coach Mike Jancy, recalled meeting Jack when they were players during the Buffalo Lightning era.
I was 16 when I met Jack, and what I remember the most about him is I remember being on the bench and we were wearing little American flag stickers on the back of our helmet at the time, and we were playing obviously in the Canadian League again. And anytime someone lost one or close to losing one, he was on it. Like, you would not go into Canada without an American flag sticker on the back of your helmet. And maybe a lot of that has to do with his background, but definitely going to be missed.
He was rough on the outside, but soft on the inside, as most people will recall, a real heart of gold. Are there any one-on-one moments with Jack that you may remember?
Not fully that I can remember, but definitely a guy who brought the old school and kind of the old mentality of hockey and the way it should have been played.
I just remember Jack being, to Nick's point, a real old school guy. He was one of the guys that if, you had a bruise or something like that, he was pushing you back out and, kind of helping you back on the ice. So, was really sad to see him go. One of the best in the game for a long time for Western New York, and he'll definitely be missed.
Jack Williams, a longtime beloved member of the Buffalo Junior Sabres family, will be sorely missed. Godspeed, rest in peace, and thank you for your service to your country, Jack Williams.